Season 3 of Strange New Worlds may have felt uneven at times, but it still delivered some bold experiments, strong performances, and memorable character moments. Let's quickly go episode by episode to see the highlights and stumbles. Episode 1. Hegemony Part 2. The season kicked off with a tense battle against the Gorn, wrapping up last season's cliffhanger. Pike and his crew executed a risky plan to save their people, with standout moments for Ortegas and a fun introduction to a young Scotty. While solid, it didn't completely stand out from other episodes. Episode 2. Wedding Bell Blues. This lighter entry leaned on humor, featuring Trelane, played by Rhys Darby. The episode explored the Spock-Chapel-Corby triangle in a playful way. It wasn't groundbreaking, but Darby's energy elevated the story into an enjoyable diversion. Episode 3. Shuttle to Kenfori. Here, Pike and Dr. Mbenga took center stage in a horror-infused adventure. Zombies, Klingon, and even Klingon zombies pushed the genre boundaries, while their banter balanced tension with humor. It tied nicely into past episodes and gave Mbenga more depth. Episode 4. A Space Adventure Hour. This holodeck comedy mixed retro sci-fi parody with a murder mystery. The costumes and performances were fun, but the episode never fully clicked. Uhura's heartfelt speech stood out, though, capturing the spirit of fandom and connection. Episode 5. Through the Lens of Time. A classic exploration story turned into a horror-tinged mystery when the crew discovered an ancient prison holding a malevolent force called the Vesda. Darker than usual, it blended scares with strong sci-fi themes, creating one of the season's stronger midpoints. Episode 6. The Zealot Who Ate Its Tail. Kirk stepped into the spotlight, struggling with command during a crisis aboard the Farragut. Supported by Spock and a small skeleton crew, Kirk had to rise to the occasion. The tragic twist with the scavengers being human gave the story real weight. Episode 7. What is Starfleet? Told documentary style, this episode dissected the military and ethical role of the organization at the heart of the series. It had potential to be a classic but ultimately softened its critique, though it still provided strong character beats. Episode 8. 4.5 Vulcans. This attempt at farce had Pike and crew temporarily transformed into Vulcans. Guest star Patton Oswalt was a highlight, but the humor often came at Vulcan's expense, and the pseudoscience was shaky. While it had moments, it fell flat for many viewers. Episode 9. Terrarium. Finally, Ortegas got the spotlight. Stranded with a Gorn pilot, her story balanced distrust, survival, and eventual cooperation. This episode borrowed elements from classics like Darmok, but still stood on its own thanks to Melissa Nevia's performance and a thoughtful script. Episode 10. New Life and New Civilizations. The finale was ambitious but overstuffed. On one hand, Pike and Batel's alternate happy ending delivered emotional punch. On the other, the villain and Skygowan subplot made the pacing messy. With more breathing room as a two-parter, it could have been great. Season may 3rd not have been the smoothest ride, but it still showcased bold storytelling, emotional depth, and strong character arcs. Whether leaning into horror, comedy, or big moral dilemmas, the show continued to experiment, sometimes stumbling, but often finding moments of brilliance. Thanks for watching.